going on? Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So we got two things to talk about. Now, on my last video on Attack on Titan, to all my people who was watching it, in the manga, I was talking about the manga. The manga, because the anime, they ended off when they got to Aaron's founding Titan form, and they were finna attack and do their offensive to try to stop him. But at the end in the manga, they made a 139.5, which showed you Mikasa basically having went on and did what Aaron told her to do. She went and had a family. She was with her husband and their kid. And it's shown that it might be Jean. Might have been Jean, I think. Jean probably was the one, because the way the hair was, the hat, how he was dressed, I could see it being Jean doing that. Because remember, Jean liked her. He wanted to be with her. You know. But she was devoted to Aaron, so he never had a shot. But he got with her. Then the next scene shows her with Jean, with their kids grown up and then their grandchildren. And then it shows Mikasa being buried, which is supposedly next to Aaron. It might be. But then you see all these graves and everything, which is Mikasa's family. Mikasa's family basically were buried next to Aaron, next to the tree. And then you saw a descendant, which may have been a descendant of Mikasa, that was found in the tree, and the cycle might start all over again. So it basically was a saying that time, you know, is going to start again. And everybody asking about the bird at the end in the manga. The bird was Aaron. That was who that was. That was Aaron. Before he flew off into the sunset, he dropped the feather to Armin to tell him, "Thank you, my friend," and then he wrapped the scarf around Mikasa. And that put her at ease. So that answers the question for everybody. But at the end, basically just showed you the cycle. But Aaron basically, he did not fail. He did his thing. He kept the war for 100 years not happening, and it just happened again. So now history repeats itself. Now, sorry to sidetrack y'all with that. I just had to clear that up. Now, they're talking about putting Richard Sherman with Skip Baseless on Undisputed, and like I said, I mean, that would be great, because Richard Sherman is very opinionated. He has a lot of aggression. You know, he's very in your face, and that's how I am. I'm aggressive, in your face type. The energy, he has that energy, you know, somewhat like Shannon. You know, somewhat like Shannon. They kind of mirror one another almost. It's kind of scary. Richard Sherman, like I've told people, I do not hate Richard Sherman. He's probably in my top 20, 25 corners of all time. I've told people I just felt that he was a cover 3 corner. He had to have too deep. He has to have either a one side or a too deep shell over him to compensate for him. You know. But would he fit with Skip Baseless? I mean, I believe so, but here's the thing. The thing is this. It's not about the debating part. It's not about the setup of the show or dynamics. The problem in everything that's going to ensue is when Skip gets out of character and he decides to cuss somebody out, or he throws his temper tantrums. Skip's temper tantrums have been the reason why a lot of people don't want to work with him. Everybody knows this. And he has an attitude problem, and he's very dismissive of women. You know, and he always goes off on the men. Like, he looks at the men like you're beneath me or how dare you. But he does that on the show. But outside of everything, you know, he cool. He don't come home with it. You know, to me, I would love to see Jalen Rose. I think Jalen Rose would be a great fit. I think, you know, but I know Jalen Rose ain't gonna do that. Jalen Rose gonna do his podcast. He ain't finna wake up in the morning and then have to go back and forth with you where you getting disrespectful and stuff, because Jalen Rose will tell you to your face, dog, you tripping. You need to calm down with all that. You know. So that's what I look at it from that point of view. It would be a great show. Like Richard Sherman, like everybody still talks about Richard Sherman when he came on First Take talking about Skip, I'm better than you. I'm better in life than you. Everybody, that's what blew him up. Also the knockdown pass before they got to the Super Bowl. Don't you ever talk to the best. Don't you ever try the best. And he was just going in. That's what everybody loved about Richard Sherman. He was the mouthpiece of the Legion of Boom. The other three guys that were on the Legion of Boom were very quiet. You know, Browner wasn't really a talker. Cam Chancellor would just knock you out. Earl Thomas was to me, he was the better player of all of them, in my opinion. Earl Thomas is very underrated. I knew Earl Thomas was that guy when I saw him in Texas. I was like, this is the next Ed Reed. Seriously, I say he's the next Ed Reed. And he was. Like, the dude's amazing. He puts everybody in position, gets the job done. Now, a lot of people and everything are going in saying that, well, you know, Undisputed is finished, is done. To me, Undisputed been done. The only reason people were watching it was because of Not So Sharp, a.k.a. Raining Man Sharp. Raining Men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Raining Man Sharp. Basically, you know, he was carrying the show, and that's what I told people. I told people I don't like Shannon Sharp as an analyst. See, people got to separate the two. I don't like him as an analyst. As an analyst, I think he's slanted on a lot of his views. It's always agenda-wise. But as far as a football player, I told you guys, I believe he's the greatest tight end ever. Me and my brother argue over it, but I tell him, I said, bro, like, dude, clutch. He made the big plays. Even in that Super Bowl, he made some big plays. And for the Ravens, you think Gonzalez would have gone to, or any of them guys would have gone to the Ravens with that trash offense, no receivers? You had Trent Dilfer. You really think anybody else would have went off like that? No. Shannon Sharp has the ability to get everybody in line. He was a leader. That's why when you see the documentary 30 for 30 for the Baltimore Ravens, the Bullies of Baltimore, where you had Goose, you had Ray, you had Shannon Sharp. Those was your guys. Those were the leaders. Those were the guys that got you hyped up to play. So Richard Sherman, to me, look, I'm a fan of Richard Sherman. I love Richard Sherman. But at times, I feel like I said about Asante Samuel, Richard Sherman has a tendency just to run his goddamn mouth. And sometimes it's like, dog, don't run your shit. You know? Like, don't even run your mouth. Don't run your shit. You know, because you was never on Darrelle Revis level, like, ever. You never touched it. Darrelle Revis covered everybody. He didn't cover a side. Darrelle used to travel. You weren't considered a top cornerback unless you traveled with the best receiver. That's why Deion Sanders is goated as the greatest cornerback of all time, because he traveled and guarded one-on-ones with anybody. The slot, the left, the right side. Sometimes he'll sometimes he'll play up top, over top in the coverage. Sometimes they would zone everybody up and they told Deion, nah, you play man. Wherever that guy go, you go. That's what you do. You know, so it's like, I just get tired of all of that. But Richard Sherman, as far as him as an analyst or being put on TV, I mean, he's great. He'll be great at it. That'll be good to go back and forth, you know. But I don't know if Richard Sherman, I don't think Richard Sherman's the type to take it personal. Shannon takes it personal because Shannon's like I am. We wear our hearts on our sleeve. You know. That's why I said, like, if somebody do something to me, man, I ain't never gonna like that person. You know, that's just my DNA. I wear my heart on my sleeve, like, you know. But would I take it personal? I mean, I would get upset, but I move on. Shannon be lingering and holding on to shit for like years or days. It's like, dog, it's just a show. But that just shows you his passion. Like, people don't understand he has a passion. But Richard Sherman, does he have the same passion? What does he love? Who does he defend? Like, he sounds good as an analyst, but when you debate, it's different. Debating, you have to have a stance. Like, like for example, if me and C Penn were talking, if I was to like he loves Pat Mahomes. I love Pat Mahomes, you know, but I may love you know, I may like damn, what drops? I may like Donovan McNabb more. I may prove a point that Warren Moon is better than him, even though he didn't win a ring. That's a debate. Me and him could have a debate because I'm passionate about that shit. He's passionate about Mahomes or being a Chiefs fan. I like the Bucks. I grew up rooting for the Cowboys and the Bucks. The Cowboys because my father was a fan, so I tend to hope that I tend to hope they do well, but you know, I had Dallas gear growing up. You know, the Bucks came. I liked the Bucks because of Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy came. I was kind of pissed off at them when Tony left, but then they brought in Raheem Morris. I became a fan again, and then they got rid of him, and then they brought in Lovie Smith. You know, it's been on and off with the Bucks. But those are the two teams that I root for. One team was my dad's team. The other team was Dungy was there, you know, so, in his hometown. But, that's what I'm saying. Like, your passion. What are you debating on? You know? And it's like, Richard Sherman, he got the energy. If Richard Sherman want to, you know, go in and, you know, he got the energy to do it. It's just the stuff that happens outside of there. The stuff that happens outside of there. You know, it's the stuff that happens, like his temper tantrums, his blowing up, going off and stuff. It's all type of shit. So, you know, that's just the whole point. Now, Justin Jefferson basically said Kirk Cousins is not a top 5 quarterback. We know he's not, but see, this is the problem with these players today. He's on your team. You don't tell the media or anybody about him. If you have a problem with him, which we know you do, this is why I don't really like Justin Jefferson. Yes, we know Kirk Cousins isn't top 5. But at the same time, dude, he's still on your team. He's your teammate. And that's the thing. You got to show him some respect. He's on your team. He's leading the position that the leader is on the offense. And for you to say that, you know, and Kirk Cousins just said, hey, man, shoot, everybody, that's how he feels. That's how he feel. Because Kirk Cousins, you know, down in his heart, he's hurt. You know, but it's the truth. He's not even top 15. You know, he's probably like, well, I'd say about top 15. You know, he's top 15. You know, but it's like the disrespect, man. It's like, dog, we know you don't like Kirk Cousins, man. We know. But you can't go out in public and say that. That's why I be trying to tell you, dog, these young athletes, dog, it's like they don't know how to, they don't have any decorum anymore about themselves. They just say whatever, you know, everybody else is saying or how they feel. We know Kirk Cousins is bogus. We said that when the Vikings signed him to that guaranteed deal. But he got his money, right? He got a guaranteed contract. But Lamar, hey, man, he can't have it. It's too much. You know, it's just stupid. That's why I try to tell you all these narratives. But Justin Jefferson saying that, man, is just, it's disrespectful. It's real disrespectful. You know, and this is what I try to tell you why a lot of these guys aren't going to win any Super Bowls, because they too disrespectful. They don't know how to carry themselves. Dude got a grill in his mouth, showing out, showing his chains, you know, being very braggadocious, and then saying something like that. You just don't say that, man. That's your teammate. You just don't say that. And the grill and the chain and stuff, I don't have a problem with it. It's just, to me, he's just very boisterous and very braggadocious, you know. And I just feel like at times, you know, you gotta know, you want to be a leader of a team, dog. You can't just be calling your quarterback out like that. You know, you got to keep it in house. You got to keep stuff in house. Some people don't understand. You know, but the grill and the ice that you wear around your neck, you know, that's cool and all, but don't become the product. Don't become the ornament on your neck and your mouth. Don't become those ornaments. You hear me? Don't become it. Because if you let that take over, then you're going to be blinded about what you need to do and what you have to get better at. You know, so and I'm not dissing them. You can wear whatever you like, wear any tat, whatever anybody decide. I have no issue with it. I'm just telling him he got to look at how it looks. Because everybody goes off of a perception. They don't go off of the exception, or they don't go off of acceptance. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. But yeah, Kirk Cousins, man, he's terrible. He's been terrible. We've been said this. But, you know, they still going to pay him because he's a white quarterback. He somewhat throws from the pocket. So, you know, that's what they're going to do. And then they try to act like, well, we're still evaluating. They're not evaluating shit. Kirk Cousins is going to be there for a while. He's probably going to retire a Viking. Seriously. Because the Vikings don't give a damn. They like, F it. He giving us these stats, putting up these numbers, we good. You know, if you in fantasy, you want to get Kirk Cousins. But on your team, to win the games, nah. But that's all I got from you guys, man. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if y'all love what y'all hear, y'all can donate to the page by going to the description box, hitting that link that will take you, you know, to my Cashapp, and you guys can go on Zelle, find me on Zelle. Just type that number in the description box if you want to donate to the page doing that. We also have the super chat button whenever we go live or premiere a video. You know, you guys can hop on that and super chat. If you guys want to do a super thanks, man, hey, go ahead. You know, super thanks is after the video. You know, shouts out to Casino for Life, One Crack News, Screen Fiend. His Patreon. I got to get back on there. Shout out to Kingdom Cast and C-Pen. Shout out to Scrub Zero, always holding it down. Shout out to oh man, what's his name? I cannot think of his name. Oh, Jeff Bone, the Bonehead. Jeff Bone, dog, you funny, dude. You a funny dude. Like, straight up, you are hilarious. You be having me rolling. Shout out to shout out to Who Did It. This time I ain't been in his page in so long. I gotta go check it out. Him and Scrub. I just be busy. Shout out to Strictly. I know I ain't shot y'all in a while, little bro. Keep grinding. Shout out to Kraken. Let's get it cracking. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to the fam. P, D, Rome, Trife, everybody. Marley Mar. Shout out to y'all, man. I'm about to go on here. I'm so damn tired. I don't even feel like working, but hey, gotta do it. So thank y'all for listening. I'm out. Deezy.